I did secular songs on The Voice, but every person who met with me personally, all of the contestants can attest to this. They knew that I was a lover of Jesus.
Hello people, so in the spirit of Christmas, I hope we are all having fun and anticipating the remembrance of the birth of Christ. On this special episode of 360 Talk with Zor, I have a special person in the studio today, and he is a graduate of Applied and Pure Chemistry from Niger Delta University. He's a music director, a voiceover actor, he's a voice coach, and the most interesting part of this person is the one I know you want to hear. You can do some drum roll. Okay, so he's the winner of The Voice Nigeria Season 4, the phenomenal Pere Jason.
Hello.
Pere, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so grateful for you honoring this show, because you know it's been a minute. Like
it has, and I want to apologize. It's my schedules, but I'm here, so sorry.
I totally, like I told you before, I totally understand. And the fact that you're finally here, it's the most amazing part of it. Thank you so much for bringing out time from your tight schedule to be here.
You're welcome.
Okay, so let's go to the conversation. Tell us a little about your background.
My background is not little, but this is time, so I'll have to summarize it. My full name is actually Jason Pere Kali.
Pere?
Yes.
Kali.
Pere -Owe, Pere.
What does it mean?
It means rich man, which happens to be my middle name. Yeah, actually. But for the brand, which is technically my name, I go as Pere Jason. I'm from Bayelsa State, Yenagoa to be precise. I'm an PA person, all my PA people out there. I started singing since I was a child, for as long as I can remember. I'm a professional musician. I'm a professional digital background vocalist. I'm a voiceover actor. Basically anything that revolves around the voice, music, singing. I'm your guy. That's who I am. And I'm the winner of The Voice Nigeria season.
Yeah! But how do you still feel about the whole fact that you're the winner?
I think with every passing moment, the feeling dwindles. I'm grateful. I'm always grateful, especially when I come out of my house and I look at the vehicle.
Yeah, you always do video of your vehicle.
Yes, I earned it. I'm always like, the competition ended on the 21st of May, 2023. But the feeling, each time I look back, it's something that I've always dreamed of happening, and eventually it happened. So there's always this fresh gratitude, like I actually won The Voice.
Wow.
But eventually it will get old. It always does, because I'm striving for bigger and better.
Yeah, better days ahead. Okay, so Pere, talking about The Voice Nigeria, you never did a gospel song on the stage or during the competition. So why gospel music after you've won that prestigious competition?
The Voice is a singing competition, right? And it's on a very neutral ground. It's not a gospel competition, right? It's not a competition that, it's not a platform that highlights the gospel, and that's entirely fine for what it represents as a brand. I wanted to win a singing contest. I had that in my to-do list, that I was going to win The Voice Nigeria at some point in my life. So for me, it was two things. It was something to help push my influence as an artist, and also for fun, to tick something off my bucket list. So going for The Voice Nigeria and then choosing to do gospel music, I'm going to have to restructure the script. The script was not to do gospel music after The Voice. I've always been doing gospel music, right? So it was to continue gospel music regardless of whatever platform that I go on. And I know there can be a lot of controversies, a gospel artist partaking in a secular event. I have my own bias about that.
Okay.
A lot of other Christians might have their own bias about that, you know, but that's them. I feel that my walk with God and what He has called me to do has a certain path, and that's what I'm following. That's what I'm taking. As an artist, personally, my message is the gospel.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to sell to people.
Okay.
The message of Jesus. It doesn't matter what I win.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so that's it.
Okay. Okay. So, but you never did any gospel music on the show, and if I can remember, most especially the season before yours, most of I think Esther
yes.
they did a lot of gospel music.
Yes.
So you are a gospel singer before The Voice. So
Yes.
why didn't you do any gospel? You're doing Beyonce. You're doing. Why didn't you do gospel?
The competition space is kind of dicey.
Okay.
Right, and I'm a vocalist.
Okay.
I'm a vocalist, and much of what you will find are songs that portray vocal prowess.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be our go-to traditional gospel songs.
Okay.
And it's a competition. I'm there to win.
Okay.
That's very primary. I'm there to win. So I have to do songs that highlight my vocal strength.
Yeah.
All of the songs that I did, even though we're not gospel, I ensured that they were songs that were very relatable and on a very neutral ground. Yeah, I did Heal the World, which was a humanitarian song. I did Skyfall, which was a soundtrack for the James Bond movie. I did Circle of Life, which was a soundtrack for Lion King. Songs like that pass a message of hope to humanity, but would also allow me kill it because it's a singing competition, and I most definitely have to kill it.
That's true. That's true. Like, I think this is one of the major, just like you said, this is one of the major problems some Christians have. I know people that have personal problems, or with me too. Like, it's a secular space, and just like you said, what you went there to do is to show that I have this vocal. It was a competition,
yes.
And it wasn't like a gospel competition. So you go in there, and you know very well that you cannot express your vocals through, just like you said, the traditional gospel music. I think God is so super proud of you.
One of the things that I told myself, or I tell myself as a person, is I'm not going to pretend.
Okay.
Right, and I'm going to explain what that means. I listen to a lot of secular songs.
Okay.
I listen to Beyonce. I listen to Adele.
Okay.
I listen to Mariah Carey. I listen to Whitney Houston. These are artists that I grew up with.
Okay.
I was never in the choir as a child. I joined
Seriously?
much later. Right, so my musical journey had never been about church from the start.
Okay.
Right, when I started initially, it was about getting better as a singer. Okay. And the people that
So you were so keen on your voice.
I was keen on that. I was keen on that. I knew I could sing from a very young age. I had parents who made that environment very conducive for me to rehearse and grow my craft as a singer. Right, so I listened to a lot of Celine Dion when I started because I had a very tiny voice growing up. I listened to Whitney Houston, right? I don't pretend. I'm a Christian. There are lots of Christians who listen to secular songs.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not going to go on a global platform and then begin to pretend I don't sing these songs. I sing them at home. I play them. I enjoy them because these are very beautiful vocalists.
Yeah.
I don't listen to vulgar songs or songs that promote some form of sexual profanity.
Yeah.
I don't listen to those kinds of songs, you know. But songs I listen to are songs that I could learn a thing or two vocally.
That has to do with your
that has to do with my singing. So when I got on the Voice platform, it wasn't a time to start, for me personally, this is very personal. It wasn't a time for me to start pretending that I don't know these songs. Nah, I know them and I will sing them, you know, but it doesn't change my stance in the faith. I love Jesus and He loves me.
That's amazing. Anybody that knows Pere will know that he is very, very bold and vocal when it comes to confessing Jesus and preaching the gospel in the way he does.
Yes.
So yeah, so I want to ask, like, so after you won the crown, or will I say the crown? Yes, the competition and all the bar and everything. Did you have this any secular recording label coming after you, maybe to sign you? I had
a few persons reach out you know, and they said they would like to be a part of my team. You know, I had people who suggested to me, you need to start doing songs that would trend and all of that. You know, it was, I had values. Yeah. And that's one of the things that have helped me over the years, that I know what I want. So it was easy for me to turn those things down. I never saw any of them as an opportunity. Yeah. The opportunities that I'm looking for in the secular space, right? And I just need to put this out. Secular is not a bad word. It only means that it means it's part of this world. This is a secular dress. It wasn't made in heaven. It was made on earth. These beads are very secular. You know, they weren't crafted by angels. They were crafted by humans. So once Christians hear secular, the thing that goes on in their head is the devil's music. You know, Johnny Drill is a secular artist. Yeah. You know, I love his music. I could listen to his music. His lyrics are amazing. They're clean, right? I think not every Christian wants to pass the message of Jesus with their music. And I think that's choice and in their walk with God. I want to do that with my music. My original songs are gospel songs, you know, and that's my choice. I'm not going to bash someone else who I believe is also a Christian, who wants to sing about hope, sing about love, sing about peace, you know, all of these human messages that affect our lives as humans, you know. But the secular projects that I'm looking forward to being a part of. For instance, I want to do soundtracks for movies. Okay. I love that. You know, a movie that passes a very great message. Okay. I want to teach. Teaching is a very secular profession. I'm into ministry, you know, but there are things I want to get into in the secular space, but not concerning my own music as an artist. Okay. All I want to sing about is Jesus. Okay.
Okay. So talking about trending, I know, will I say it's just, I don't know if it's just me. I feel you're one person that is not actually bothered about being on the internet. Pere is a grand person, blah blah. I think you're just a very low profile person. You just want to do your thing. I don't know if I'm right.
Well, that would have been correct initially, but after winning The Voice, I'm realizing that much of my life and how I want to live it would have to come to a balance with what the world is turning into, and it's becoming a social media space. Okay. So technically we have two lives.
Is it actually two lives?
I'm going to explain what that means. Okay. There's our life on earth where we relate with people one-on-one, and then there's content for social media. Because there are lots of people who wouldn't get the opportunity to meet you personally. The only way they would get to see you is through what you put out. So technically, the world now has two markets. There's the virtual market and there's the physical offline market.
So sorry, Pere.
And so you have to keep up with both.
Do you really want to differentiate that? Because that's not the conversation for today, but that's when I think fake life come into play.
Fake life, I wouldn't say it's fake, right? Okay. If I sing now, you hear it. I put a camera in front of me and I put that out. That's me reaching more audience than I could ever reach. Okay. Because you're just one person. Okay, yeah. But when I put something on my Instagram, right? I know there's a part where people sell stuff that they're not. Yeah. That's not me. That's not my brand. Okay. I'm a singer, and there's nothing fake about my singing on social media, right? It's exactly what I do in real life that I just put out there.
True. I think that's cool. Okay, so you said something on an interview with someone, and I was like, who does that? Pere, so you said you scripted your everything you were going to do in The Voice Nigeria before even the audition. You scripted the audition. Yeah. What you want to do in the audition. And I'm still asking I still don't believe. Like, how possible was that you scripted your audition, this is what I'm going to do for my audition, and they were okay, there was one song you said, there was one song you sang, I've forgotten the name of the song, that you mentioned Waje and Waje Have to Turn.
I said you better, it was my audition, right? It was EXO by Beyonce. When I got called for the audition, I started playing the possible scenarios, right? So the first scenario I played in my head was the scenario where none of the judges would turn for me.
Okay.
And I didn't see that happening.
Okay.
So I scrapped it off.
Yeah.
The second scenario was where only one person would turn. Okay. I didn't see that happening either. So I scrapped it off. The third scenario was 2 persons, you know. So the one that I settled with was 4 persons turning.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And when I was rehearsing my song, my friend Jamala, who also auditioned at the time, but unfortunately he didn't make it, he told me, what if you change one of the lines and just say, you better turn for me? And I was like, oh, that would be cool. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And when I scripted my audition, I put out every line where I needed the judges to turn. Right? My life can be that dramatic. You know, the Bible says God has great plans for us. Okay. So God is a scripter. So
okay, God is a scripter.
God is
not chook me the
God
word.
is a scripter, and he has scripted salvation as his major plan for humanity.
God has scripted salvation
right before we were created.
Oh, deep.
You know, and I kind of like adopt that scripting thing for what I want to do. So I see the end result, but God is also intentional about the tiny details that lead to that end result. The end result was me seeing myself as the winner of The Voice Nigeria. So, but for that audition, God, I wish I came with the book. I told myself at this point, this is why I want this judge to turn. At this point, this is why I want the judge to turn. And as God will have it, he exceeded my expectations. All 4 of them turned before where I wrote the last person to turn.
So the last person was the Waje's own, or which one?
Was Netosi.
So when did the Waje's own came in? Because
Waje came in when I did "You Better Turn for Me." That was when she hit the button.
And you called her name.
I didn't call her name. She just turned when I said "You better turn for me" before my time is
God.
You know, and it was beautiful. It was great effect.
How did you feel at that moment, like when you were singing, like this is something you already planned and it happened?
It felt, it boosted my faith in God.
Wow. That
he cares about his children's needs and what they want. You know, when I wrote that and it happened, the first person who turned was Neola. So in my chest, I was like, okay, somebody has turned. I have nothing to lose. You know, if the rest persons don't turn, that's fine. You know, but eventually everybody turned. And it was important that they did, because in my interview, I had already said that I'm going to have 4 turns. I'm hoping for 4, and that's what I'm going to get. So as I was singing,
your interview before
the audition. As I was singing, I was praying. When Yola turned, it was fine. But the second thing in my head was, God, please do not put me to shame. I have already said that 4 turns is what I'm going to get. And you were
saying this in your head.
I was saying it in my head. You know, Nigerians, they will come for me.
Yes.
Right? They would miss the fact that I'm already in the show and start attacking. Because when I read the comments, people were like, this boy, his confidence level. You know, so in my head, I was like, thank God all 4 persons turned. Thank you, God, for not putting me to shame. You know, and it was a beautiful experience.
Since they're talking about the script and stuff, so what gave you that audacity, the mind to script a show that you don't have any idea of? Okay, you have an idea of who the judges were going to be, but you are not in their mind. Like, how? Like, I'm still wondering.
I don't have to be in their minds. I just have to be in mine. And what I tell myself is, this is my story.
Okay.
And every single person is playing a part in my story.
Okay.
And that's just in the competition space, right? I've won 3 competitions in the past.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I've participated in 6 competitions. I've won 3. I've come second in 2. And I've come 4th in 1.
Shit.
Right? And so over the years, I've seen like a hack for this thing. Okay. So whenever I go for any audition, I just say under my breath that I've won the show. Everybody here is wasting their time. That's what I say. So I no longer see them as...
Is that a statement of faith?
I don't know what it is, but I know it works.
Or you are speaking out of pride? Or because I don't know where to place it.
Yeah, some persons who don't know me or who haven't met me
We say it's pride.
Personally, they would say it's pride.
Because you said you wrote on either the Jota or the...
Yes. So we're giving this book. We're giving this book for audition. It's The Voice branded Jota.
Yeah.
Right. So I just wrote on the first page, I am the winner of The Voice Nigeria Season 4. So every person who comes around me, all I'm seeing in my head is, and I showed a couple of my friends, because there's something that I've learned. It's called the voice of shame.
Okay.
And that voice of shame comes from two things. You don't see yourself as deserving of a win.
Okay.
So in your head, you telling people or you showing people that you've won the show even when you haven't auditioned. When you're a very shameful person, you're telling yourself that I don't deserve to win because you're scared that if you do not win, eventually people would laugh at you.
Okay.
You know, but in my head, I deserve everything good.
Okay. Okay.
I've worked for it.
Okay.
I put in a lot of work in my singing, you know, and I serve a God who doesn't fail. You know, so it's, when I wrote that, I showed it to people just so I would silence that voice of shame.
Okay. From your head.
From my head, because there's that thing that rises up that says, oh boy, you've said this thing, if you don't win, it will be bad, though. It will be bad. You know, so that, as much as that is good, right, because it keeps you in check, it puts you in a humble state. You don't want to feed it. Don't feed it. Don't feed it. Once you feed the voice of shame, you're going to run that competition all through believing that you do not deserve to win. Okay. Right? So I had already seen myself as the winner. Eventually, it started rubbing off on other contestants.
Okay.
It got to a point in the show, everybody started saying, Pere, I've won this thing. Like, what are we still doing? It started rubbing off other people, down to the production crew. Every single person started seeing me
as the
winner. And I think that even influenced how people voted for me. So all they kept on saying was, this person has won the show. Let's just give him the win.
There's power in the tongue.
There is.
They were just prophesying the winning for you, guys.
They were prophesying. So it inspired me to put in the work. It inspired me to rehearse that. Because in my head is, people have seen their winner, and I better be that winner.
Wow, wow, wow. So how were you able to manage the fact that you have a script and living the script? You know, like when you're doing the stuff and you're asking yourself, you want to stay tuned with the script.
Yes.
Just the one that busted my head was so they asked you, okay, after the winning, they gave you blah blah blah, now ask give you time to speak, and you said you only have 3 things to say. Thank you, Jesus. Yes. And I was like, at that point, you know, some persons can be carried away by the joy, and like, how were you able to?
And that's why scripting is important. That was the last thing I wrote. That when I win the competition, that's what I'm going to say. Thank you, Jesus. So in all of this joy and in all of the drama, and because I was very emotional.
So how did that affect your emotions? Like, you still remember the script, even
emotions. Right. So it's like a movie, right? When a script writer or a screenplay writer or a writer generally is writing, emotions have to be a part of the script. You can't put that out. So you tell yourself that regardless of how I feel. And it's important for performance, because in the whole, you have how the judges are reacting. Sometimes they don't even have, there's no countenance on their face. It's blank. And in your head, you think they're not enjoying the performance. So if you let that affect you, you go off your script. And then you start to over-sing or under-sing. But if you have a script, you stick to it. Eventually, you find out that they actually loved the performance. You know, so I told myself, regardless of what happens, that's what you're going to say at the end. Because I have a lot of things to say. I'm very well-spoken. So there were lots of things I could have said at the end. But I was like, Jesus, this is where you get the glory. Wow. And that was the moment.
And he's so proud of you, I must tell you.
Yes.
So, because this scripting thing is, I think, is like the highlight for me. Do you think it's something someone can, how do I put this now, put into their daily life, like scripting? Because if you can script the Voice Nigeria
daily is kind of tasking. I mean, I'm not going to script that I'm going to brush my teeth. Early morning breath already tells you that.
Yeah.
You can't. So, but major stuff. My life is one. It's simple, right? I've been given the ministry of reconciliation. So everything that I do has to project that.
Okay.
Right? I did secular songs on The Voice. But every person who met met with me personally, all of the contestants can attest to this. They knew that I was a lover of Jesus. There was one time, one of the crew members, we had a conversation, a serious argument about the Bible. You know, I was of the stance that Jesus loves us and there's nothing that we do that can take us away from the love of the Father.
Yeah.
And, you know, they brought their own argument. And one of the crew members from the side said that, now so these boys sabi Bible like this. Sorry, my pigeon is kind of rusty. Now so these boys sabi Bible like this. You know, I overheard that, and it kind of shook something in me.
Yeah.
That because I'm in a secular competition doesn't mean that I'm not intentional about the message of the gospel. Every person who met with me, I told them something about Jesus. Every person. They can attest to that. There was one time we were in the dressing room and the entire conversation just changed to the gospel. And I just started talking about Jesus. And we were preparing. I was praying to go sing a secular song afterwards. You know, and it doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't change
I think this is one of a major problem for Christians. Like, know God for yourself. Because I think what's playing out here, or what played out when you were in The Voice, and now is you knowing God for yourself, and knowing that this is this.
Yeah.
It's not this. This thing is just part of the script that is taking me to this place.
Yes.
Praise amazing. So,
thank you.
So this confidence, where is this coming from?
I feel like I rob people of the opportunity to experience me as a person every time I try to be shy. You know, and there's a journey. There's a journey that has led me to where I am today, right? And I'm just going to say that story. It's a huge part of my life. I grew up being very effeminate.
Okay.
That's big grammar for someone who acts girly. I had a very feminine voice texture. I still do. Whenever I book a ride, there's always drama. When the boat comes, I'm like, where's the lady that booked? This is the lady that booked. You get. And so it got to a point where I would be around very macho, masculine people, quote and unquote, and I'll try to thicken my voice.
Wow.
Because I felt that masculinity was all of that, you know. But when it got to a point I realized that all of those things don't matter.
Yeah.
You get, there was someone that used to bully me in the university. When I won my first competition, Giano Karaoke Idol, this person called me. I said, Pere, when are you coming with the car? Okay, that was Inspired Talent Hunt and Award. When are you coming with the car? When are you doing this? I was just surprised. Is it you that used to bully me like this? You know, it taught me a lesson.
Yeah.
That at the end of the day, the things that society would present as what is important, they are just facades and facades and mirage images. What's important is who I am on the inside and what I bring to society. And I think that's what makes me confident.
Okay.
That there's nobody on earth that's better than me. Okay. That's one side. And secondly, I'm not better than anybody.
Okay.
Right?
Nobody's better than you.
And I'm not better than anybody.
Not better than anybody.
You have what you bring to the table. I have what I bring to the table. So stay in your lane. I stay in my lane.
Okay.
If our paths cross, we contribute what we can towards each other and help society grow. Right? You know, I don't even get why I will be shy in front of anybody. You're not paying my bills. So what am I being shy about?
That's a story for another day. Right. So, but I think it's coming from a deep place of self-awareness.
It is.
Knowledge, and
I know who I am, and nobody can tell me otherwise.
Okay, so if someone wants to have the level of because me like this, I already told you, I know I have confidence. I know myself, but the level of your own guy, it's just too overwhelming, and it's amazing that someone have this level of confidence that you're not even moved. Like, and you said something just like I said before, that sometimes it may be zero confidence, or it may be just one confidence.
Yeah.
But just know that that's the confidence you need.
You are a person. You are not your feeling.
Okay.
Right? You might feel confident. You might not feel confident.
Okay.
It shouldn't change anything, right? Scientists have proven that the human feelings change every 6 seconds.
Okay.
That's not what you should be basing your presentation or your personality on, how you feel. Okay. You'd have days when you feel down. You most definitely have days when you don't feel good enough. show up regardless.
Okay. Show up regardless.
So it's most times it's not about the feeling. When I did my blind audition for The Voice, I was nervous. Backstage, I drank water like 500 times. My throat kept on drying up. My hands were shaking, literally, you know. But in that moment, I told myself that I'm a human being.
Okay.
I'm not my nerves.
And that was just what you needed. That was.
I'm a human being. I deserve a slot. I deserve a space. I've worked for this. I deserve to be here. I'm not going to let my lack of confidence spoil it.
Your lack of confidence and saying that was a confidence in itself.
Yes, I'm not going to let my lack of confidence ruin this moment.
Acknowledging that you lack confidence, that was confident.
Yeah.
So okay, Pere. So getting to round up this. So, what gives birth to gospel according to Pere? Is it like Pere Jason? Is it the normal thing you want the voice? So we should expect.
Let me give POV to that. On the 15th of October 2023. I organized the gospel event called The Gospel According to Pere Jason. I'm sorry, asking for Sprite was a very terrible idea. I feel like burping. Lots of gas. I have issues with gas, you know, but that's by the way. When the concept came, it was just to do a gratitude concert to thank people who voted for me on The Voice, you know, just thank the community. And it was supposed to be a very small gathering because I didn't want to put myself through so much stress because I've had a lot of people pressure me and they're like, Pere, do a concert, Pere, do this. And as much as they have good intentions, it can almost become annoying because it's like you hold the script to my life. Who told you that I'm supposed to do a concert after winning The Voice? You get. So I was like, oh. Eventually the picture came. And then when I did the first flyer, I didn't put it out though. I sent it to my guest, the gratitude concert. That was the name. So along the line, while we were preparing for it, I had fixed the date. The first date I had fixed was 28th of September. And I put the gratitude concert. And 28th September reached. I had not put out any flyer. I was like, Pere, are you sure you want to do this? And all of that stalling, I believe, was God holding me back because that wasn't the picture. I was moving without a clear picture, you know. But God is amazing. God saw that I was making moves even though I didn't have pictures. So it put me in a position where the picture was clearer. So that was when I saw the name, The Gospel According to Pere Jason. And it sounded grand, it sounded big. So I told myself, this is not going to be a small gathering. Right? It's not going to be small. I didn't have money at the time.
So it's very, very possible to be making move even when the picture is not clear. That's
very possible. Very possible. Right? So I didn't have a proper plan. In fact, I put a flyer for the event 2 weeks to the event.
Yeah.
You know, people told me your publicity is bad. People will not come. I wish they came for that event. The hall was packed. People didn't have spaces to sit. That's just on a savage note. Because human beings, they are very funny. Because the moment you don't follow a certain narrative, they feel like something wouldn't work. Who told, are you God? Right? You know, so I put a flyer 2 weeks to the event. I had friends who supported me, my family, my church. They were amazing. People came out. All of the volunteers that worked on that project, every single person. I didn't pay them. I didn't pay them, you know. So it goes to show that God is really solidly behind when he gives you a picture. The resources will be there. In that picture in my head, I had 10 persons from The Voice in my season be a part of it. I had 10 of them. 10 of them, and then Progress from Idols. I did one of my original songs with him. So the whole concept around the Gospel According to Pere Jason, which I feel the Lord is leading me to make annual. I'm scared because every time I would do that would be millions.
Your grace for it.
You know, but he's going to provide. He always does.
Definitely.
But the whole idea is going to be something that honors people who contribute to the gospel. For this year, we did it on the note of people supporting me for The Voice. So I had to honor them. So it's celebrating people, and it's me passing the gospel through my music. That's what the Gospel According to Pere Jason is all about. It's the gospel according to Matthew, Luke, John. The only difference is they're speaking it and I'm singing it.
Love it. Okay, so I think we are getting to one of my favorite parts of this show, and it's a game time.
I hope it's not going to be trivia because you people will not make me look stupid.
Okay, so it's going to be a this or that question.
Oh, okay.
So, the first one, voice coaching or personal performance?
Voice coaching, personal performance. Like, would I rather coach people?
Yeah, or sing.
Or sing.
Which one do you prefer?
Almost singing is easy. Yeah, coaching people is hard. I love it, you know, but they'll stress your life.
Okay.
And it's even annoying because you would have someone who has their ideas of singing and then they need you to coach them. I get a lot of that on my DM. One time I told someone, I send you voice notes of yourself singing. I just put my hand on my head. It's like, you know, so
I can sing.
With performance, all I have to do is deal with is myself. You know, so that.
Okay, yeah, so the next one, Beyonce or Donny McClurky?
Why?
I know it's
Why did you do this to me? Why? That's not fair. I love Beyonce. I'm not going to lie about that. But I'm going to choose Donny McClurky.
Right.
Because I'm a child of God. And I'm particular about the gospel being spread. Okay. And anybody who does that through their business, through their music, through their craft, does it for me. Okay. If you like Sing Heaven on Earth, I'm going to appreciate your gift as a singer because you are amazing. And Beyonce is an amazing singer, right? But she doesn't promote the gospel with her content. So I can't choose that over Donny McClurky, who does. Okay. At the end of the day, the gospel is #1 for me.
Okay. Okay. So the next one, Port Harcourt or Lagos?
Port Harcourt.
I'm still surprised because like,
I'm not even going to debate that.
Yeah.
Port Harcourt. I don't even know why people live in Lagos.
I'm surprised you're not living in Lagos.
I don't get why people live in Lagos. It's such a hard life. Have you seen me? Have you heard my voice? I'm very fragile. The only thing that's strong about me is my palm. Because when people shake hands with me, they're like, Jesus, you have such strong palm. You know, but I mean, the first time I was in Lagos, like it was during The Voice. After I won, I was supposed to go for interviews, and everybody kept on talking about how early I was for all the interviews I went for. Because in Lagos, it's believed that there's traffic and all of that. So if I had an interview for 8, I practically woke up by like 5. I was on the road by 6. There was one of these times we booked a ride, and it wasn't going to work. So I had to enter Okada, as my fellow Nigerians call it. I hope I got the pronunciations right. I had to enter Okada, and I was just praying for my life throughout the entire time because the motorcyclist was crazy. You were overtaking trucks. I was like, no, Lord, I haven't won my Grammys yet. I have a lot of things I want to do, and this is how I'm going to die. Eventually I got to my destination. I was like, thank you, Jesus. Life in Lagos is a lot of drama. I don't think I'm ready for that yet. I think what I'm going to do is, if I have events in Lagos, I would travel, come back, travel, come back. I cannot.
Okay. So the last one, you're a Port Harcourt boy. So would you go
I think
for?
So.
You say you think so. You're a Port Harcourt boy.
I think so. I think so.
Okay, so Port Harcourt Bole or Onunu? You know the two.
What's Onunu?
You don't know Onunu?
See, that's why I said I think so.
Are you serious?
But could you describe it? I may have eaten it before.
Okay, so I think it's majorly made by the Caravan people. It's a pounded plantain and yam mixture.
Why would you pound plantain?
I'm surprised you don't know, Nunu, Pere, and you're living in this Port Harcourt.
I don't know what it is, but I choose bole. I choose bole. You know the debate I want to have? Lagos bole or Port Harcourt bole? Port Harcourt bole. Lagos people don't have bole.
No, they don't have bole. They have plantain and granite.
You are Delulu, but that's by the way.
They have plantain and granite. Okay, so Pere, so it's Christmas, and I want you to sing my favorite Christmas song. Maybe you do yours, but you do.
Why do people always do this?
Because.
Fun fact: just because I'm a singer doesn't mean I want to sing all the time.
But we want to hear you sing.
That's on you. It doesn't mean that I want to sing all the time.
So, but you're going to do this for me. Mary,
it's not like I have a choice. It's the life I signed up for. So, yep.
Mary, do you know?
Mary's tired of hearing that song. She knew. Okay, she knew. They practically told her. They told her, the angel appeared to her and said, your son will be Emmanuel. She knew. So, could you people stop asking her that question? Favorite.
So just do it for us.
Lord. Okay. I hate singing without music. It's boring. But let's do this. Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? This child that you delivered will soon deliver John.
Pere Jason.
Oh, Mary, did you know?
Pere, that was amazing.
Thank you.
So you wanted to deprive us of this? No, it's not possible. So guys, thank you so much for watching this special episode of 360 Talk with Zor, and Merry Christmas in advance. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media handle at 360 Talk with Zor, and always remember to take a deep breath and be in the moment. Thank you.